Ooh. All right. So it's about 3 months since I put out my last video, and I got another flare up. And I gotta say, it's probably it's the most sad and scared and upset that I have been in a very long time. It's just such a depressing feeling. And this isn't new. I had a very out of the blue flare up about a year ago in like April or June or something, and I put out a video like same feelings, like I'm upset, I'm depressed, I'm unsure, I'm uncertain, all this stuff that comes with like basically your health dipping back into a place that you thought it would never go back to. And what's crazy, it's not even like the worst flare up I've ever had. Like my hands are clear. My palms never been clearer in my life. It's freaking crazy. And like I can work. I can go to work. I can function. Um, it's not an insane amount of itching at the moment. It's more of an emotional feeling at this point. And I feel like ripping my skin off my body. And it's like, anytime I describe this to someone, they're like, oh, but I don't see it. Or it'll go away soon, don't think about it, or it's not that bad, or something like this. Basically just making it go away, making me feel like I'm making a bigger deal out of it than I ought to. And I gotta say, it's not helpful. I want to acknowledge that this eczema is real. I gotta acknowledge that the way that I feel about it is okay. And then I get to decide how to process those feelings, not another person, not telling me I gotta, be more proactive or let it go or eat this or eat that or think about it this way, think about it that way. No, no, no. I can do that. What I need help with is the emotional part. That being stripped of that feeling of your health, something that is just a need as a human to feel physically healthy and to feel functional and to feel beautiful and to feel confident, and to have that stripped away from you, despite all the things that make a person powerful or make them feel confident and themselves and uniquely capable of tackling this world and all the difficulties in it, like whatever your unique set of powers are. Like, I'm a tall person. I'm very funny. I'm very confident. I have a good sense of humor. And I carry this with me. That's my power. And despite that, despite these things that make me feel the most unique sense of myself and the most powerful sense of myself, are all taken away because of eczema. It completely debilitates me. It just like with a knife, cuts me down at the ankles and tells me, none of that fucking matters. You are absolutely nothing without your health. That's what that feels like. That despite all these things that empower me, it means absolutely fucking nothing because of the eczema. Because I don't feel the part. I don't feel like Susan. I can't be in my own skin because I'm scratching and itching to get out of it, to look a certain way so that I can go out into the world and play that part, to be funny, to be confident, to be happy, to be functional at my job. I can't do that. The eczema completely undercuts all of that. And to tell me not to think about it, to tell me, don't worry about it, it'll go away, or just change this piece of your diet, or think about it this way. No! Let me have this depression. Let me have this fury and anger and entitlement. Let me feel like I feel like a failure, that I feel like a piece of shit because my skin doesn't look a certain way. Because I know my body deserves to feel healthy. I know that it feels its best when it has that need taken care of. Not to let it go, not to change, X, Y, and Z that gives me that hope of regaining that health. None of that. When I say all these really extreme things about how the eczema feels, that I feel like a failure, that I feel like I've regressed, that I've fucked up, or that this isn't the answer, or that I feel like a piece of garbage. Of course, deep down inside, I don't feel that way. Because if I truly felt those extreme feelings, then there would be no hope to talk about it. I would let it go because I would have given up. But because it's still on my mind, but because I'm saying that I feel like a failure, that I feel like I've regressed, or that I have fucked up, what I'm trying to say is I feel sad about this. I feel sad that I feel this way because it feels so good to be healthy. And I feel upset that it's not there anymore. Not that I actually believe that I'm a fuck up. Of course I don't. We use these extremes in order to get attention, in order to really hone in on what we're actually feeling about this situation. We use these extremes in order to sort of draw focus to what's really bothering us. And what's really bothering me is that I've lost that health. I've lost that vitality and that confidence. And I'm really sad about that. And I really want it back because it feels so good, because it makes me feel like my best self. I don't want to attach labels to it. No, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not, singular focused on just having skin health. I'm not all of these like words or labels you'll apply to a person who's trying to, meet a goal. Yes, I do want to have clear skin. I am goal oriented. But I'm also going to enjoy and focus on the process. Even along the healing journey, when things are not perfect, I still recognize when things are getting better or things are getting worse. I can still appreciate that incremental change or whatever. And I don't like these labels. These labels do no help. What do? They disconnect you from what you're actually feeling. They disconnect you from other people. They disconnect you from what you actually want, what you actually need. All these labels are our distractions. Why can't we focus on what we're actually feeling? A person feels like a failure. When somebody says something so extreme like I feel like a failure, they say, do you feel like, why not respond to them and say, do you feel like you've got no success? Somebody says, I want to die. Why not ask them, so you don't want to live? Why don't you want to live? Instead, we so quickly jump to saying, don't think about it, do this instead, basically making the problem go away, as opposed to indulging in the person, as opposed to leaning into it with them and letting them fully acknowledge that feeling, that full feeling. We do it when someone's happy. Someone says they have great news. What's your great news? Oh, I just got this new job that I wanted. Oh, that must feel fantastic. Congratulations, let's go out, celebrate. But somebody says, I want to die. What do they say? No, don't think about that. There's greener grass on the other side. You'll get over this. Don't think about it. Instead of saying to them, so you don't want to live. Why don't you want to live? What is painful about living? Let them fully acknowledge that feeling. Because then once you finally sit with it, once you finally look at it face to face, and you get to finally say, I don't want to live because it's so painful to think about this thing in my life. And then you think about it. Now you're finally thinking about pain as opposed to death. Now you're thinking about that situation, that thing, as opposed to this big grand statement that you've just said. You're actually thinking about the feeling. What does it mean? And then finally, once you fully acknowledge it, either through anger or crying or whatever, you finally embrace that feeling, then you can let it go. Then it's a little less extreme. Now it's more manageable. Now you can sit with it. Now it's easier. And you feel a little better. So It's not helpful to tell somebody what to do in a situation like this. It's not helpful to distract them. It's not helpful to give advice or something. What's helpful is to see it through with them, see where the feeling is, dig deeper into it, lean into it with them, put yourself in their shoes. Damn, you don't want to live anymore. Or damn, you're really depressed. Life is not very good right now, huh? Skin health is not doing so well, huh? Something like that. Actually getting to the core of how you feel. Because at the end of the day, I just want to feel normal about feeling so sad. I don't want to feel like I have to justify why I'm upset about wanting to pursue good skin health. I don't want to feel upset about why the way I feel. Like, you can't really control the way you feel. You can't will it. And then someone telling you got to do something else or make it go away or feel a different way, they basically invalidate the way that you feel. And you had no say in the feeling in the first place, and then someone invalidates it, you feel even crazier. You feel even more disconnected. You feel even more hopeless and incapable of not only tackling the issue, but embracing it, even in understanding the issue. So I had this bad flare-up, and it sucked. And it wasn't even the worst flare-up, but it felt like the worst flare-up. And I just really needed to sit with that. I needed to understand that. Why is this feeling so bad? You know? I feel like a failure because I've done all this stuff to fix my skin, and I got some good success, and then I go back to square one, relatively speaking. And what I wish I would have heard is, do you feel like you didn't have success? No, I did. I did have some success. That is true. You know, I came a long way, but I feel like I've gone 10 steps in the opposite direction, and it just really sucks, and I'm really angry. And I'm allowed to be angry about that. I'm allowed to be pissed off because I put in so much work. And I feel entitled to those results. Whether I'm actually entitled or not, different story. That's just how I feel, and I'm allowed to feel that. So, long story short, have this flare up, reached back out to Simon to sort things out, and I'm doing what I did in the last video that I had put out, like if it ever were to come back. You know, back on the treatment plan, back on the sauerkraut, the foods, having additional testing to see, why is this happening? You know, nothing changed in life, so why is this happening? That's part of the anger, you know? Why is my body so fickle? Why is it so easy to fuck with? And I just need some understanding, you know? I don't have the answers. I never said I was going to cure this. I've never used that word. But I do feel like at the very least, it should be manageable. It shouldn't be this big dip in like severe eczema every once in a while. I just feel like that seems a bit extreme. So, yeah, to all you guys who feel frustrated or sad or angry or scared about this, it's okay. And whether you have a solution or not, whether you take my advice or not, at the very least, you're allowed to feel how you feel about it. You can feel any which way. It fucking sucks. And it takes away a lot from us mentally, physically, emotionally. So absolutely, you're entitled to feel all these things. And hopefully things get better. And the best that I can do right now is sort of pick up the pieces of my health and my emotions so that I can tackle this. I mean, what else am I supposed to do, you know? This is a big, you know, I put my investments in, and now is the time to wait. And that's all I've got. And I'm feeling slightly better day to day, but there's still that feeling in the back of my head that, you know, this is something that scares me a lot. You know, I don't have a say in in how this eczema comes out sometimes. And that's terrifying. And for someone to tell me to just deal with it or to let it go, okay. That's like someone walking down the street coming at you with a knife and they say just deal with it, just let it go. It's gonna happen. I don't think so. I want to put up a fight. I want to fight tooth and nail as much as I can. Someone coming down the street with a knife, what I'd want to hear from someone is like, that's fucking scary. You should be scared. Hell yeah. You're allowed to feel fucking scared. What are we gonna do? Let's shit our pants first and then brainstorm some ideas. So, my fury is coming from needing some empathy in a time when shit is very real. I get it, not a lot of people around me have ever experienced eczema and how it impacts them, how it impacts me emotionally. It's hard putting yourself in another person's shoes. It's hard to fully mirror another person's emotions and put your emotions on the back burner and just listen to this person. Absolutely fucking hard, no doubt about it. But let me tell you, it is the most effective thing to help someone overcome difficulties. It is the thing that will help fully acknowledge feelings and help someone to move on or to process or to feel more at ease with the difficult situation. And that's what I really need right now, is just some understanding. I don't have the answers. All I've got are these emotions and the tools I've set up to help deal with this eczema. And that's it. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope the rant is not too intense, but this is where I'm at. I'm not angry at anybody. It's just a very angering situation to be in. And I don't know how else to put it. Sometimes life fucking sucks, and I could be head over heels smiling in a video because life is good. And then there are times when you got a video like this and life fucking sucks. And such is life. It's nobody's fault. It's just a matter of expressing it. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.